And now for the main event. I was thinking of separating this into 2 videos, but depending on the length, this may just be one large video. As I said in the last Growth God video, I used to do convict conditioning for improving the body, and I was doing the mind illuminated to improve the mind. But then I rediscovered Sadhguru, and I had many profound realizations because of Sadhguru, especially because of what happened here. I should put, the actual picture so I don't look silly. After all of that happened, I stopped doing convict conditioning. I stopped doing the mind illuminated. I started doing Isha Kriya. Best thing I've ever done to date for meditation in my life, at least at that point. And I replaced convict conditioning with Upa Yoga. And now, Isha Kriya, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm going to add on to it with Shambhavi Mahamudra, and for improving the mind. But for improving the body, I'm going to learn Angamardana very soon. And if this is confusing, don't worry. I've made a very elaborate plan, a roadmap, if you will, a map to actually pinpoint what practices I want to learn to improve the body and mind, why, and what things I will replace over time as I, get deeper into these meditations and learn the advanced practices. So, introducing the Grandmaster Sadhana Plan. Trademark, by the way. The Grandmaster Sadhana Plan. Now, this is kind of hard to see, so I'm going to flip over to a better perspective. Here it is in all of its beautiful, beautiful glory. The Sadhana Yoga Plan. Grandmaster Sadhana Yoga Plan. I forgot to actually put the Grandmaster part. And of course, this is a TM, by the way. You can't use this. You can't use the actual name. Anyway, I started doing Isha Kriya. That's awesome. Slowly, I will transition to doing Shambhavi Mahamudra, which I'm actually already doing. And currently, this is how deep I am into my mandala. Today is the 12th of February. So, and I already did my, that's a terrible circle. I already did the morning Shambhavi. So, I'm close. I'm almost halfway there to the 40-day mandala, and I'll be good to go. I'll be good to go. Almost at 20, almost halfway there. Anyway, what is important is the plan. So this is the basic route for, wait, what did I put here? Okay. Okay, never mind. This, the line that starts here, was mostly for the mind. And this, what's right here, was for improving the body. What I want to really stress is that this is a rough roadmap, because I looked a lot of times at the advanced practices that are on the Sadhguru website. There is a lot. And after doing a lot of research and looking at so many of the videos that explains what practice does what, the benefits you can gain, and if it's a good fit for you, I mapped out everything that I think would be really good for me, which is pretty much everything. So anyway, Isha Kriya is here, Upa Yoga is here, and at the moment, I'm only doing, oh no, actually never mind. At the moment, I'm doing all of Upa Yoga except Yoga Namaskar, because I kind of it's a little uncomfortable for me to do it, so I just don't do it. So that's crossed out. And Yoga for Love. For some reason, I can do it when I am just not using a timer, but I don't know, I just kind of doze off even when I'm trying to really concentrate and do it. So I do all of Upa Yoga except these 2. And I used to do, I think it's Upa Yoga for Grace, I think it's called. It's called just Shambhavi Mudra, not Shambhavi Mahamudra, not the actual one you get initiated into.
it's just Shambhavi and then Mudra, and that's a part of Upa Yoga. I stopped doing that because I finally learned Shambhavi Mahamudra. And so, it's right here. It replaces Shambhavi Mahamudra, replaces Shambhavi Mudra, because I've done both practices, and this is pretty much a much improved version of this. And I can see why you'd have to actually get initiated into this. Because after like all the initiation and going through the whole process of inner engineering online completion, I finally can truly understand, and especially after reading Mystic Musings, I'm almost done with the book. Finally, I can understand why you need to get it truly from the right source. You can't just teach it to somebody ordinarily. So anyway, that's done. And yoga for joy, not a yoga. What? Oh, and also, Shambhavi Mahamudra, I am going to stop doing Nadi Yoga. Also because of the things that you do in Shambhavi Mahamudra. I won't get into it because I don't want to ruin your experience of getting initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra, because it's super awesome and it's super sacred. So I don't want to give you like false expectations and then it doesn't work fully for you, and it doesn't give you the full potential that it could have if you just went into it completely blind, or if you knew maybe one or two things but you just kept all your expectations to the side. So anyway, I've learned this, and I've learned this. I'm currently doing all of these at the same time, and very soon, very, very, very soon, I am going to learn Angamardana and Bhuta Shuddhi at the same time from the same Hatha Yoga teacher. What Angamardana does is, it's like the ultimate yogic workout. And like I said in the past video, my past Growth God video, I don't particularly care about having big muscles. I just want to do what is most conducive to making the body not a hurdle to being conscious. And Bhuta Shuddhi I'm going to learn because in Upa Yoga you do something called, what is it? Nadi Shuddhi. Nadi Shuddhi is for cleansing your, I think I'm getting this right, it's for cleansing the air element. And I can say very, very confidently, Nadi Shuddhi actually healed my irregular breathing, because I used to like have like slightly irregular breathing and it was uncomfortable. Nadi Shuddhi just cleared that right out of me. It just cleaned it up. It is so nice. I have very regular, slow, deep breaths now. And after, that was just Upa Yoga. Imagine if I learned Bhuta Shuddhi. That doesn't just clean the air element, it cleans all the elements. Earth, water, air, ether, or you can call it void, and fire. The 5 elements, that's what Bhuta Shuddhi does. And I hear it's a very short practice, so it shouldn't be too much to incorporate into what I'm already doing. So, because of what Nadi Shuddhi did to me and how awesome it was, I'm going to do Bhuta Shuddhi. And because I want a conducive body that isn't like in the way, I'm going to do Angamardana. Angamardana is going to replace Yoga for Health and the, what is it? What are you? The directional movements. It's like, it's these things. If you've seen like the Upa Yoga video, I should link it below. It should be there. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's these things. And it's also going to replace Yoga for Success, the neck movements, because Angamardana, at least from what I think and from the videos I've seen, it's going to cover like all the bases, every single base. And since this is an advanced practice, it's going to cover all the bases of this old beginner practice. I don't really need to do these two anymore. And all of this, you know, Yoga for well-being, Yoga for love, inner exploration, all of these things, they're all a part of Upa Yoga. They're all beginning practices. Slowly over time, the advanced practices are going to replace Upa Yoga over time. So after Angamarana Buddha Shuddhi, I will slowly transition into learning Surya Kriya, which should help in balancing my emotions and my mental state, and also lowering my compulsions so that they only repeat every solar cycle. And if you don't know how long a solar cycle is, that's like 12 years. I only have my hand here. It's not 5, it's 12 years. So, that's a lot. Imagine if you only did like that one compulsive thing every 12 years and not like every week or every month or every 3 months or every year or every 3 years. If you repeat it every 12 years, it's like no one would ever notice you were compulsive if you were. And a lot of people have given high praise for Surya Kriya. It's a favorite for a lot of people from what I've seen. So I'm very excited to learn that after I learn Buddha Shuddhi and Anga Marjana. And after this, I will learn Shunya Intensive. A very, very, very special practice. That, from reading Mystic Musings, I have it right here. Oops. From reading Mystic Musings, a really thick book, by the way. This thing is a real, it's a real pancake. It is a fat little mama. From everything I've learned from Shunya, from reading Mystic Musings and what Sadhguru says about Shunya, I think that it would be a direct replacement for Isha Kriya because of the nature of the practice. It has to do with like emptiness. Maybe I won't be able to completely articulate it here, but it just seems like from what I've read in Mystic Musings, it would be a fantastic and perfect replacement for Isha Kriya. I'm gonna obviously, when I do finally learn the practice, Shunya, I'll ask if it's fine to just replace Isha Kriya, since Isha Kriya is like a free beginner practice to just replace. So replace. So very excited for this. From what I know, Shunya is Shakti Chalana Kriya and the Shunya meditation. So it's a Kriya and a meditation at the same time. But also, I'm pretty sure Shunya is a practice, well, not a practice, I'm pretty sure it's a residential program also. So it is a lot. And I don't know how much time you need to dedicate to repeating it every day. I don't know how long the mandala is for this and things of that nature. So, but I'm really, really excited because the things that Guru says about Mystic Musings, about this, it really makes me want to learn the practice. Okay, so fortunately, I documented the pages of why I was thinking Shunya would be a great replacement for Isha Kriya. And the exact pages are 167, blah, 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 and blah. So, in 167, this is the exact, it is right here. This is the exact excerpt where he talks about it. I'll just read it right now. See, karma has gathered in you in so many ways. This karma that is recorded either on the level of your body, mind, or physical energies is an accumulation. But once your awareness comes to a certain point, all of this happens separately from you. In Shunya, do you see the mind is happening separately and you are happening separately? This can go so deep into you that if you sit here, everything that is not you and that which is you are separate. Once you are like this, it is all done. Your tape recorder where everything is recorded is there, and you are here. Whatever noise it makes has no impact on you. You are free from it in a moment. And just from that one line, I thought, okay, Isha Kriya has given me fantastic distance. I have to see for myself what Shunya is going to do and what it could improve. So I'll just go over the last 2 pages that I thought were really significant and made me really excited to learn the Shunya practice. So right here it says, get out of here, doggy Mark. It says, there is a dimension which is not physical. In that non-physical state, there is no memory. Memory is only in the physical state. That energy, that prana, is still physical, just like electricity. Once you move into the non-physical, there is no memory, so there is no karma. That is why Shunya meditation is so important. If you move into Shunya, you are completely free from all karmic structures, because in that state of no thing, you will understand it better if you put a hyphen between no and thing. It is no longer physical. Once it is not physical, there is no such thing as karma, because this whole karma, or the cause and effect, belong to the physical reality. Either you can sit here and start working out your karma step by step, which we don't know how long it could take, or you just move beyond your physical reality and all karma is gone in an instant. And if I haven't said it already, or if I haven't articulated it already, all of this sadhana, all of this meditation, Isha Kriya, using Vibhuti, doing Shambhavi, doing Upa Yoga, all of these things have truly helped lower my compulsiveness, and it's really helped. Karma doesn't really grip me as much as it does. It still does, but not nearly as much as it has in the past. Like, the grip is a lot weaker than it was, and if you can go beyond all that karma in a moment, then Shunya is like something really wonderful that I want to try for myself. So the last thing is page 415. And one last thing, if you aren't sure what this book is, maybe you could find like a summary somewhere or a synopsis of what the book talks about. Or, no, I don't think that's the right word, but introduction to the book, I'm not sure. Anyway, this book is just a compilation of all of Sadhguru's talks. Not all, but many of Sadhguru's talks, and these are all directly what he talks about. So like a seeker will say a question, and then Sadhguru will answer that. And it's all just written and typed out so that you can understand it in the book. So the final excerpt is right here, and here also on the next page. If you can impress or imprint something into the etheric body or the spiritual body, a substance which is beyond the pranic or the physical energies, you can never destroy it. It's not in your hands anymore. That is what an initiation means. An initiation is not just a set of instructions. Why so much elaborate care is taken? I want to tell you very plainly, all this body bending, holding your breath, grinding from morning to night, and from morning to night, everything is just to give you a 15-minute Shunya meditation. All this drama of 8 days of class is just to initiate you into 15 minutes of meditation, just hoping that you will be in the right level of receptivity and receive this. The seed of it, once it falls into you, you cannot destroy it. It doesn't matter what you do, even if you live the worst possible life, you cannot destroy the seed. If you create a conducive atmosphere, it grows and flowers. If you don't, it will wait. And it's things like that. It's things like this that when I read it, and when I watch Sadhguru videos, they really make me think, oh, this is something I have to do. I don't care what it takes. I have to learn this, so I'm really excited to learn Shunya. Very excited. I don't know when a Shunya opening will happen because of, the whole virus situation. But you better believe I'm very excited to learn this when there is an opening. And after like number 6, this is kind of like in rough order. I could do roughly, except number 8. Number 8 is samyama, and you need to actually do some programs to do samyama. Don't quote me on this, but I believe you need to be initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra, and you have to have done Shunya intensive, and you have to have done Bhava Spandana program. All of those 3 things, and I think more, but I'm not sure. Those are all prerequisites before you can do samyama. And samyama, it is I looked at it yesterday, and I hope my memory really helps me here. It is an 8-day residential program at the Isha Yoga Center, where you just sit down and meditate. I think all day, and that's it. That is a very rough summary. I probably butchered a couple of details, but that is samyama. It's like, I think it's called like the PhD of Isha practices. I'm not sure what the actual program entails, and I don't want to know, because if I did know, I'd have preconceived notions, and I don't want that. I want to go in blind, and I want to get the full experience. The same for Bhava Spadana, because I believe samyama and Bhava Spadana, or BSP for short, these are just residential programs that are just done. They're not meditations. At least I don't think. I'm not completely sure, but it's a it's a good thing I don't actually know what these are. But that is it, folks. That is the entire Grandmaster Sadhana Yoga Plan. Trademark. Grandmaster Sadhana Yoga Plan. And I don't know how some grease stains got on here, but I'm super excited to learn all of these practices. And in due time, I want to make it happen as soon as possible, but in due time, I'm going to learn all these things. And very soon, I'm going to do Butchashuddhi and Angamadana. Very, very soon, I'm going to learn these practices. And I'm going to review them as I do the mandalas for them. And I may even, talk about my experience of doing these. I don't mean like talk about the program. I mean talk about the benefits it's given me. There's no way I talk about this and spoil it for other people. These are very special practices, very sacred, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the finale, and probably, because this video is probably getting a little long, probably the next Growth God video is going to be when I finish my Shambhavi Mandala, my 40-day Shambhavi Mandala, or when I am comfortable after doing like Angamadana and Butchashuddhi. I'll say for like a week, maybe, 1 to 4 months. We'll see. And over time, we'll get into it. Next episode, I'm probably going to be talking about my food habits and how I'm transitioning to more like pranic foods and more raw foods, which by the way, I love raw peanuts now. I used to love roasted peanuts. Raw peanuts is where it's at. These things are awesome. So I'll get more into food in the next episode, and that's it. Thank you for watching. I would kind of bow, but one hand is kind of holding the phone. And yeah, I hope you find what you're looking for. Thank you. Bye. And another thing, I almost forgot. One last thing. I present to you the distance diagram. Trademark, by the way. So, this is roughly, it looks a little strange, but this is roughly the best way I can articulate what my experience of I am not the body, I am not even a mind, or what distance is. This is the best way I can articulate what my experience of distance is. So, what this line represents is like just ordinary consciousness, and then this bubble would represent where I can experience very, very deep, like just very solid distance. I can clearly distinguish and separate what I am and what I am not in like these small pockets. And I just put Isha Kriya here, but it would be more accurate to put Isha Kriya plus using Isha Vibhuti, the sacred ash. So ordinarily I go about my day, and then there's like a small pocket where I can really feel the distance. And then I go about my day, and then there's an even bigger pocket. And then I go about my day, and then there's a big pocket. And this would sporadically happen. The distance, it is consistent, but there are some moments where it is deeper than normal, and there are some moments where it's not as deep, where it's like kind of shallow distance, and I'm like in a state of like, I guess I'll just say compulsiveness. So this is roughly what I felt like when I was just doing Isha Kriya with Vibhuti. This is before Shambhavi. This is what I could roughly say how I felt. This is roughly the distance I experienced. Now, after learning Shambhavi Mahamudra, I haven't even finished my mandala. But Shambhavi, it's insane. It's like after I started doing Isha Kriya, I experienced distance for the first time. I use Vibhuti, I get in touch with that still core. I learned Shambhavi. In that still core, I can just get in touch with it consciously. But not all the time, but there are some moments where I can just get in touch with it, and it's so nice. And even when I'm not trying to consciously get in touch with it, there are moments where it's just on. It's just on. I don't even have to do anything. The distance is just there, and it's amazing. Now, am I still compulsive? Yes. But has the compulsions gone down? Also yes. So I'm very happy with this, and I'm making rough progress. So as you can see, big bubbles of like distance, and this is typically in the morning. This is typically right after I do Shambhavi in the morning, and then it kind of trickles into normal consciousness, and then I do it again in the evening, and then there's a big bubble again, and then it kind of trickles down to like when I'm going to bed or something. And that's it. That is roughly the best way I can articulate my experience of like what distance is, because everyone is different when they do Shambhavi. Some people they can't like clearly say, oh, this is what distance is. Some people can't really articulate, what experience they've had doing Shambhavi. Everyone's a little different. Everyone, at least from the videos I've seen of people that review Shambhavi, everyone experiences it in a different way, and it improves their lives in different ways. And this is just what it's done for me. So that is truly the end. And I thank you for watching. So goodbye.